Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany and today's video is going to be the long-awaited Hobonichi Techo flip through. So what I have for you here today is my 2018 Hobonichi, which is housed in a Sojourner trifold, and my new 2019 Hobonichi, which I'll just show you briefly part of my setup. So this video I'm hoping won't be way too long. I'm going to try to go through it as quick as I can, but keep in mind this is the flip through for the whole year. This Hobonichi Techo was my very first Techo, or it is my very first Techo, and this is my second. So I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to use this at the very beginning, but I'm glad I stuck with the same format throughout pretty much majority of the year. So let's start off at the beginning. I just put in some pictures, a lot of stickers, and I did not use these pages. Started doing social media tracker, which ended before the end of the first month of 2018. Did a lot of painting, and then we get to the month on 2 pages. I tried to use this, but then I got the Hobonichi Weeks and ended up using that more for appointments. So you can see here I kind of started using it in January, and then it just didn't really work out for me. Since this planner wasn't anything I use on the go, that's why it really didn't work out for me, and I just ended up using the weeks. But I did do some testing of some new products that I got last year. So I did swatches of the Crayola tip and swatches of the Koi coloring brush pens, and then color swatches of, I guess, random. There's Tombow. I have the Zig Real Brush and some watercolors, twin tone colors. And then I realized, well, actually my husband realized when I gave him this book at the end of the year 2018, I said, hey, look at this, and he started turning into the book, and then he realized, wait, I thought our son was born in 2017, and he's exactly right. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I crossed that out and corrected it. But the funny thing about this is that as I showed my husband and he was kind of fishing through the pages, he realized he really enjoyed it. Actually, he enjoyed looking at some of the pages and realizing, oh yeah, that happened on that day. Oh, I remember this. Oh, I remember that. And then I try to go and convince him that, hey, you should start your own. Let me buy you one so you could start one. And then he goes, no, this is not something I could do every day. So I tried. I really tried. So anyway, as we go flip through these, you can see that at the beginning I really was using a lot of color at the beginning. And you'll see as I keep going through how a lot of the color kind of changed. Well, the color didn't change, but the materials I was using kind of changed. I was using a lot of the brush pens and using watercolor. And then you could tell that I was using a lot of, doing a lot of drawing. Then I started getting into hand script and doing more lettering and still some drawing, but not as much drawing as I would like. But then again, the drawing I did do, I realized that it is a vast improvement over what I can do now. So pretty much drawing and writing every day for the whole year has helped me a lot in my trying to find my artistic style, I guess you could say. I did a mix of, some days I would journal just a little bit if there's something I wanted to include, and other days I would just draw what happened. And then there were some days where I got things a little bit mixed up. Now, granted, I did not write in this every single day. There were days that passed and I didn't have time to get to it. I either documented my day in my journal or in my Hobonichi weeks, and that allowed me to go back and fill in the day with doodles. So you can see almost the whole month of February changed to just black and white. Still continuing the black and white theme throughout the month of March. And I do have a few videos in my playlist of just flip throughs of the whole month, of like each month, until we get to probably the last couple months of the year. And then there were probably a total of 5 days that I've actually left the pages blank. And that was just because I didn't have time to go back, and I didn't want to try to randomly think of something just to fill in the page. So I just left it blank, and I'm okay with that. So some of the things I would draw are whatever we pretty much did. I was a lot more detailed towards the beginning of the year, and then as time moved on, I didn't have as much time to really put in all the like little bitty pictures of what happened through the day. So I pretty much just picked the biggest things that happened. And then at the beginning of April is when I was obsessed with Franard. She has a YouTube channel, and how her color palette is very specific. So I was trying to kind of mimic like only 3 colors to use during the beginning of the month, and that didn't last because I like color. My favorite color is blue, if you don't know. So then I started doing a lot of entries in blue ink. I use fountain pens, I used some gel pens. I used a lot of different pens, and you can tell that this Hobonichi paper, which is Tomoe River paper, really held up very well. I think my favorite month is April, just because I really I know some people don't like that bumpiness that the pages make when you write with like a ballpoint or a gel pen, but I love that feeling. It just adds to the crinkleness. Started my keto diet, and it lasted for a good month, and then I went back and gained all the weight again. So yeah, this month was pretty much all blue ink, and I used different types of pens during this month. It wasn't just all gel pen. I had some Faber-Castell blue ink pens. This was a ink, which was surprising. This was an ink from a fountain pen, and it's a Noodler's ink, and it bled through the paper. Like, I mean, there's not bleeding, but there's a lot of ghosting. You can kind of see it, so I tried to cover it up with an acrylic gold paint. Didn't really work out that well, but I was able to just do something very simple on this page. I did document some new stickers when I came out with them. This was in using one of my other fountain pens, a Twisby Mini, in a brown ink, which I just love this brown ink. It has like a hint of purple to it, so I love this ink. It's a this ink is actually Robert Oster dark chocolate. So sometimes when we actually traveled, I was putting in the weather of the place we were at. So I live in San Antonio, so you'll see the weather that doesn't have like a date of the or the name of the city at the bottom is because that's in San Antonio, and anything that did have a name would be the weather for that location. And on days when I actually missed and had to go back, I was able to look up the weather online for like the previous weather, and it gives you like weather for 2 weeks in the past, which was really nice and very helpful. So I'm pretty proud of myself for keeping up with the weather. Not that it really means anything to me, but it does. I mean, if something I want to look back on, see, wait, what was the weather that day? I actually have it documented, which is kind of nice. This page is supposed to represent like brownies, like eating brownies and having dirty brownie hands or chocolatey hands, and so I try to put my prints. I colored my hands and then put my prints on here. I thought that was fun. Some drawings on here are just absolutely terrible. I love the Greater Good on Instagram and her style of writing. So throughout here I do use some other inspiration from other creatives. Here's a day where I just didn't get anything, so this is what, like, that was the first, second, third page, fourth page of things that didn't get done. I did want to attempt to try to fill it in by posting a picture, like printing out a picture from my sprocket, but surprisingly in my phone I did not find any pictures for like these days of anything but like, I really wanted pictures of like my family and something that my son was doing or my husband was doing, and I don't even have pictures on the day, so it kind of sucks that I didn't document. And even in my journal I didn't document. I may have been sick these days, I just can't remember. Then in August I bought a lot of new watercolors and decided to fill in the pages with just watercolor swatches. And I love this indigo color, it's my favorite. And most of these are Daniel Smith. Some of them are Schminke, and some of them are Snail. I love Payne's Gray. I'm not a huge fan of orange color. I don't know why. I love this green, and I love my turquoises and blues and teals. Amethyst Genuine is so pretty. It has like little shiny specks in there. Bordeaux is really pretty too. And then I got some Fine Tech colors, and I didn't have enough space to fill them in, but I got 4 of them in there, so, or 3. So 3? Yes, 3. Then I went back to drawing. So I guess I needed a break in August, and then I really had the urge to draw again, so started that. Really practicing a lot with drawing faces. This is actually supposed to be a picture of Rihanna. Doesn't look anything like her. Then I made my sweater weather stickers. I was really proud of these stickers. Going back to trying out different fonts. And then adding shadows with watercolor is what I did there in the last 2 pages of September. Then we get into Inktober, and I challenged myself to actually do Inktober this year, and I'm so proud of myself because I completed it. So I did post these on my Instagram, and I did not add the weather during this month. And all the prompts are written on the pages. I really like this one. I kind of want to turn it into a sticker sheet. Let me know if you guys are interested. She's supposed to have like a mud mask on her face. She kind of looks a little creepy, but let me know what you guys think. And then in November, I also continued with a prompt, a drawing prompt. I can't remember it off the top of my head what it's called, but I did post it on the Instagram. So past the day, is it this date? Past day 13, no, past day 15, is when I kind of stopped, and I didn't continue this until it was December. I was just really busy at the end of November, and so some of these I've never shown on my Instagram, and some of them are just terrible. Like, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is, I really like how this turned out. Might do more fonts like this. This, I was supposed to switch with Frosty, and I was supposed to put tools on this day, and then instead I forgot and ended up doing something else that was also Frosty. So I never did the prompt for tools and silverware. Then we get into December, going back to what I started with, kind of. I didn't really add color either, but just all the little doodles here and there. I guess I was missing doodling part of my day. Came up with my new mascot as a new sticker set. Doing a lot of videos this month. And these are supposed to be feet because I was like in bed for the majority of the day, and so I just did not want to come up from under the covers. Then I came out of this sticker. It was a custom request from a wonderful customer, and she saw a picture of my artwork and wanted to see if I can make it into a sticker in black and white, and so I did. And I just love the idea because you see the strokes in this sticker, and it's just the brush strokes from my paintbrush. It's just, I love it. And then we get to the end. Then you get the extra page, note pages. Just some artwork I tried. Terrible. More artwork I tried. And some watercolor. And then I have my contact information on the back. And just more stickers I stuck down. And that completes my 2018 Hobonichi. I'm so happy I decided to go with this as like my daily journal. It has improved my hand lettering and my coming up with things to draw, and so I love this little guy. and that's why I am going to continue to use them for 2019. Now, some things I've started to do is use some of the other pages. It's like my goal to use more of these planners because they offer a lot. So this is the Chicsparrow Folio. This is their first edition of folios, and this is in the Black Beauty, and it is a very nice leather. It smells good too. So as we get into these pages, again, I can't figure out what to do with these two pages. If you guys have any ideas, please list them in the comments below. I decided to make this a video playlist. So for the videos that I post on YouTube, I will list them down below, and just to keep track of how many I'm making a month. And then we get into the month on 2 pages. I was watching Art Journal Girl's YouTube video on how she was using these pages, and so I'm adopting the exact same thing. I am picking the best thing out of my day and writing it in these spaces. So I really like that idea. It's just going to be very simple. Obviously, I'm limited in space, so just pick out one of the best things that happened to me that day and write it down. And I love that idea. I use a Tim Holtz little clip here, and just to clip it, and it works really well because I can easily get to that page. And as we move on, so I didn't put anything here, and I still have yet to put something here. Maybe I will choose to put something there at the end of the month, but I started drawing. Not as detailed or amazing yet, just because I've been busy with making more videos and coming up with content for my channel that I haven't been able to spend as much time as I wanted. And I'm actually a little bit behind because I'm filming this video on Sunday and I still have Friday, Saturday to complete. Friday was my birthday, so I pretty much remember everything that happened there, and then Saturday was just yesterday, so I'm not too far behind, but you know, I journal, so I'm able to remember that information. Well, I have it documented somewhere else, so I can easily catch up there. So that's how I intend to use my 2019, and if you guys have a Hobonichi Techo, please let me know how you guys are using it, and if you have any ideas for how I can use the yearly spread, will be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did and like content like this, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful January and a good start to the year, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!